Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel.
And that was Reese's saying hi to you guys, but as you know by now, it's not his channel, it's my channel, and today, it's almost Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure when I post this video, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Yay, love and all that. I'm even wearing my Valentine's Day shirt. Anyways, so in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I figured I would do a pickup lines video on just a couple of things about the crazy things I've heard in my time, I guess. Actually, recently someone just told me that I don't get pickup lines or hit on because of my looks. I literally was told that it's my personality that people are after. Thank you? So, I mean, okay. I didn't even know what to say to that. So, alright, it's not my looks, it's my personality. Let's just get on with the video, shall we? This actually was a pretty recent one, and like, this is like the most recent one I had. This happened like a week ago maybe. And this guy came into my store early and he bought alcohol and then he left, and that was kind of it, and we were friendly. You know, I'm not talking about overly friendly, I'm just talking about like I was a friendly cashier. And then he came back in later that same night, and I guess he was too drunk to drive. So good for him, he didn't drive, he scootered in. Which, you know, good for him, he's a good guy, good for you scootering and not risking someone's life by driving. He proceeds to buy some more beer, and he actually buys like a cigar wrap to smoke something. Okay, and he would not leave my counter. There was another lady in there. I was helping her as well. And so he leaves and he comes back in again and he says, "Hey, do you smoke?" No, I don't. Okay, for the record, I don't smoke. But also, even if I did smoke, I definitely would not admit it at my job where there's microphones and cameras and all this stuff. Like, no, buddy, no. And then he says, "Well, what time are you off?" And I had to kind of tell him, like, "No, I'm actually married. You know, no, thank you." Man keeps going on. So 11 o'clock rolls around, and that's when I get off of work. And I'm taking the trash out, and the guy is still in the parking lot. And my coworker had to actually walk me to my car because I was kind of freaked out, in all honesty, that he was still in the parking lot. Men, if you're out there, do not wait for a woman that has politely turned you down. It's weird, it's creepy, and honestly, it's uncomfortable. Don't do that. And also, the lady that was in the store, she kind of was just like looking at him like, "Hey, you know, like you should just stop." And she even mentioned like, "You're a boy, like, man, you're on a scooter, you know, like you're on a scooter. Why are you even trying to pick up a woman when you don't even have a car?" Not that cars matter, but it's kind of like, you're messed up, you're on a scooter, trying to hit at someone that doesn't want to be hit on. Don't do that. So when I worked at the buffet, I actually worked the dessert area for about 2 years. All I did was the desserts. I scooped ice cream and cakes and brownies and all that stuff. And it was a sweet area, obviously. And one time I was handing someone an ice cream cone. And when you hand, you know, like sometimes your hands, they touch and you're like, okay, a little weird, but it happens and you can't be weird about it. So I didn't really say anything, didn't acknowledge it. I just handed the ice cream cone to him and proceeded to be friendly and said, you know, "Hey, have a good night, enjoy your ice cream cone," you know, something to that effect. But this happens quite often where my friendly personality comes off as flirting, even though I'm not. I'm just a friendly, smiley person. I mean, I can't help it that I'm just like that. You know, my mom taught me not to be rude, and I'm not a rude person. He ended up just saying like, well, how's your night going? And, you know, how you doing kind of stuff. And I was polite and I was like, oh, you know, my night's going good. And, you know, probably said something along the lines of, you know, I'm almost done, so it's going to be even better. You know, just kind of friendly, like, banter between a customer. And he proceeds to lick his ice cream cone, looks me in the eyes, and says, I'd like to lick you like an ice cream cone. Buddy, no, you don't say that to someone. You don't say that kind of stuff to people. Why would you say that? Don't lick an ice cream cone and say that you'd want to lick a person like an ice cream cone. I don't care who you are. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's weird. And honestly, it freaked me out. And like when I saw him in the future, like, cause he was kind of a regular at the buffet I worked at. And I kind of didn't want to serve him anymore because he really freaked me out and it was weird. But, you know, he made a lot of inappropriate comments to a lot of the girls that worked with me. And, I mean, I get it. Maybe you were having a good time, you were feeling it, you were maybe a little drunk. But you just shouldn't do that. It's really weird. I don't understand why men feel the need to be so sexual with their advances. I feel like you would get farther in life if you weren't so creepy and sexual about it. Just being normal. Say, hey, would you like to go out sometime? No? Okay, move on. Not, no? Okay, let me wait in the parking lot for you. Let me lick an ice cream cone. Like, it's weird. It's so weird, guys. Don't do that. Okay, my last story for the day. It did not happen to me, thank goodness, because I probably would have just been like, what? Anyways, I worked with a coworker and she was really pretty. She is still really pretty. And at the time, she was much younger. Now, obviously, this has been a couple years. And this guy really obviously liked her, but instead of trying to ask her out like a normal person, he offered her $20 to take her on a date. So he was gonna pay for the date, but then pay her $20 to go on a date with him. Which I found really weird, because isn't that kind of like, I mean, I don't know another word for it. Isn't that kind of like a hooker? Like a sugar daddy kind of situation or something like that? Like, no, you don't do that. You don't have to pay someone to go on a date with you. If they don't want to go on a date with you, don't pay them, because then they're just going out with you to get $20 or whatever it is you're paying them. Really weird stuff. I mean, I think maybe this is just the world we live in nowadays, because there's Tinder and what is it, like Bumble, Grindr, there's all kinds of things where you're kind of encouraged to be very like out there and pretty like forward on what you're like after. I find it weird though still that you would offer someone $20 to go on a date, and she said no. I mean, at least to my knowledge, when I saw the interaction, she had said no. I'm pretty sure she never went out with this guy. I mean, it was really weird. I don't know. And if you have $20 to be throwing around, then just take yourself out to eat or something. Don't be giving it to someone to go on a date with you. I don't know. People are weird and bizarre, and I just can't even handle this world we're in sometimes. But, so I guess share the love, but don't share it too much. I'm not really sure. But anyways, that's all the stories I have for you today. So I'll see you guys next Wednesday with some more stories. Bye! Perfection. Yes! Work it. Work it.